I've been picking locks for quite a while now. Me and my best friend used to acquire locks and give them to each other as a little challenge to see who could pick them and who couldn't and who could do it the fastest. I love picking locks because you don't see what you're doing, you have to feel and hear what you're doing. It's kind of like a puzzle that opens up new ways of thinking, or residential houses. If you open one of these locks apart, you'll notice that pins and springs go everywhere. It's full of small parts, and that interests me. I want to see if I can make one out of wood. I've never seen this done before, which seemed like a nice challenge, and it has in fact been the toughest woodworking project I've done to date. The tolerances can go as high as 1/4 millimeter, which is beyond what woodworking machines are actually designed to do. You can definitely get your machines to do it, but you have to be quite creative and know your machines quite well. Okay, so here's the chamber. This is essentially the part of the lock that creates a lock. This is the part that takes the key and decides if the key is correct or not correct. The thing you'll notice is that this is fully functional. It's exactly like the real lock. So you can't turn it here, and with the key inside, now it turns super smoothly. You'll also notice that this is like a real lock, and it's not just turning in there without doing anything, because if you take a screwdriver, it's not going to turn. You really need the exact right pinning. So a different key would also not work. You really need the perfect key, and it works. So a good way to see that is if I put it only partially through, pinning doesn't line up, and it's not going to turn. I'm really happy with how this turned out, and no, this wasn't made in just one shot. I actually had a prototype, so this here was my prototype. The big differences between these two is I was able to get tighter tolerances, so you'll notice the key has looser tolerances than on my final one. I divided this video in 2 parts, and the reason for that is simply that this video is a bit long. So I already filmed both, and the lock actually turned out amazing. It works really well, so next video I'll be making the physical lock, and this part I was just making the lock chamber. And the lock chamber works, so now I have to do all the rest. As a third part to this video, I'm actually going to break open this lock without the key, obviously. So if you want to suggest any ideas of how I could get into here with a tool fully made of wood, please go ahead and suggest that. I'm probably thinking of making bolt cutters and maybe a wooden hacksaw, something around those lines. But it always has to stay fully made of wood, so please suggest ideas if you have any, and subscribe to actually see that video in a little while.